What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Amateur Hour TV, your source for more Raptors content than just our main channel, Amateur Sports. And today, we have a very good breaking news update video to bring you guys. The news, maybe not quite very good, depending on how you are going to take it, but nonetheless, great video coming up for you. Make sure you drop a like on this one if you do enjoy, and as always, make sure you are subscribed to the second channel, Amateur Hour TV, for more Raptors and NBA content throughout the offseason. My main channel, Amateur Sports, has over 9,000 subscribers where I talk about Raptors stuff only. This channel lets me explore some other topics that maybe I don't want to put on that main channel. And this is one of those things because this is some pretty big breaking news, I would say. Not pretty big. It's important breaking news to know as a Raptors fan, first of all. But with the NBA draft in just a couple of days, I don't want to have to put this on the main channel to clog up content. So, perfect opportunity to put this in the second channel and let you guys know that the Toronto Raptors will have Svi Mykhailiuk for another season. Well, at least as of now, they're going to have him for another season. Svi Mykhailiuk has exercised his $1.9 million player option for the 2022-2023 season. I believe he only had it was within days of him having to either accept it or deny this player option. So this one came down to the wire. The report suggested last week that this decision was going to come down to the wire, and it did. Ultimately, what probably was happening for Mykhailiuk was that he was kind of testing the waters, testing the market, see if there was any other team who wanted him, who could give him that sort of money, maybe give him a bigger role. It seemed like at the end of the day, that was not forthcoming for Svi Mykhailiuk, and he just decided to stay with the Raptors. Now, what does this mean for the Raptors, first of all? Well, for starters, Svi Mykhailiuk's back. Obviously, did not have a great season in Toronto. We were expecting a lot better from Mykhailiuk, just kind of going through his stats. Didn't play much, but when he did, really struggled. We were expecting to get a 33 to 35% three-point shooter. Ended up shooting just about 30% from three. A lot of that is in garbage time because, again, just really did not make any impact with the Raptors. 4.6 points per game. Under 40% shooting from the field. It was a very tough season for Svi Mykhailiuk, 100%. I don't know if he's still going to be with the Raptors. I was kind of thinking maybe we could get rid of him and open up a roster spot. But here's kind of the deal. Here's kind of the deal that we can get out of this situation for Mykhailiuk. So, $1.9 million, first of all. If Svi Mykhailiuk performs the exact same role next season as he did this season, for $1.9 million, that's not that big of a deal. We have the option to use that in trades, maybe free a bit of cap space, maybe just balance out rosters. It could make sense to move Svi Mykhailiuk in a trade. We could find a team that maybe wants to bring in Svi Mykhailiuk because before the season that just transpired, the Lakers and the Nets, two supposed contenders who ended up not performing to expectations, but two supposed contenders wanted to actually bring him into the team. So there could be some interest from Mykhailiuk, first of all. So, we could move him. We're not losing him for nothing. And again, even if he's just with the team doing nothing, that is $1.9 million is just not a lot of money for the Raptors. That is not that big of a deal. So, in that regard, it's fine. But also, Mykhailiuk has shown in his career to be a good three-point shooter. The reason we were so excited, at least decently excited, for him to come into the Raptors was because of the shooting. And this team desperately needs shooting. We desperately need shooting off the bench. We desperately need catch and shoot threat off the bench, which is what Svi Mykhailiuk was supposed to provide. Didn't end up happening, but that doesn't necessarily mean it won't ever happen. It could happen next season. Svi Mykhailiuk clearly is a talented player. He played one game in the G League and actually dropped 40 points. I was at that game. It was crazy. It was nuts. This guy was just shooting everything and he couldn't miss. He has talent. 100% he has talent. We saw it in preseason last year as well. Can he bring that to the NBA? It is 100% a possibility. At the end of the day, the Raptors didn't really have a say in this discussion, so they're forced to keep him. But I don't think there's any bad in this. There's nothing wrong with this. We'll meme a little bit about it because it's Svi Mykhailiuk. Oh God, we have to watch another season of Svi Mykhailiuk breaking threes. But here are the options that the Raptors have. Number one, Svi Mykhailiuk figures it out and starts contributing to your team. That's a very good thing. Number two, we trade Svi Mykhailiuk, gives us a little bit of cap that we can trade in there, maybe a player that we can trade in, maybe at least an asset that we can trade in there. That's a good thing. You can possibly move him. Number three, just somebody there on your roster, only making $1.9 million. not that big of a deal. So 3 options really that could happen. Well, number 4, actually, we could just we could waive him or buy him out, whichever term would work for this scenario. That wouldn't be great, but all of them are not very harmful or good. Like, there's no real bad situation here for the Raptors as a result of Svi Mykhailiuk returning to the team. So, we'll see what kind of a role he gets next season. I imagine that he's going to get a good chunk of play time in the preseason, however many games we have, just to see if maybe there's some sort of role for him. Possibly, like, if we need to free up a roster spot and get rid of him, that's completely fine with me as well. But it's not that big of a deal to have him on the team. Again, going back to his side of this story, the decision came down to the wire. So I'm assuming he was really, really looking for another team to pick him up, and it just kind of seemed like there wasn't a lot of interest there. So maybe a trade is less likely than I'm kind of making it out to be. But nonetheless, still a possibility and something to absolutely take note of. That we can all take note of 100%. But yeah, I imagine there's not a ton of interest in Svi Mykhailiuk from other teams. It kind of is what it is with the player. He did let himself down. He'll be fighting to even stay in the NBA at this point, really. Like, no, not beating around the bush here. That's just kind of how it's gone for Svi Mykhailiuk this season. It just was not a good season. He always had that when he was getting consistent minutes, as much as he wasn't hitting his shots. Always had. We joked about it when we did live streams. Always had that one just absolutely bonehead turnover every game. Just like, what were you even thinking type of turnover? Just consistently every game. And there's 100% a reason he completely fell out of the rotation for the Raptors. So what we got to do, Raptors, what they got to do, they got to find another one like him, except one who actually hits their threes. We're in desperate need of some catch and shoot threat on the outside. Like, of stuff we need, the 3 biggest things that we need: a backup guard, a rim protector, and a catch and shoot threat. Svi Mykhailiuk was supposed to be that guy. He wasn't. Let's not rely on him to get better and do that next season. I'm not holding out hope for him. Like, look, it's possible, like I said. I'm not holding out hope for him. Raptors need to go address that need in the offseason. Go acquire somebody who is going to help us in that department. Do not just wait on this. Like, you got to find, like, this is essential to the team's success for next season, in my opinion. We really did lack 3-point shooting off the bench. He's not going to provide it. Doesn't seem like other guys like you to watch Nab are going to provide it. Justin Champagnie is somebody who possibly could provide it. He really extended his range playing in the G League and, learned how to just be an animal from the outside. So that's a possibility, but I would like to, Nick Batum decided he's going to find a new team today. That's somebody we could look at. Malik Monk, probably looking for a new team. That is absolutely something that we could go look at for some bench shooting. Like, there are options out there to fix this, but we'll cover both of those guys in hopefully a video on Amateur Sports to go a little bit more in depth. But that is it for this one on Amateur TV. Again, this second channel is just for me to document more thoughts on the Raptors, more thoughts on the NBA in general. Like, I don't have enough space on Amateur Sports. I like to keep it like 3 or 4 a week and do them professionally. So when I have a little bit of time, I like to add in videos in the second channel. The last 2 videos have been popping off. We just hit 500 subscribers. Thank you so much, everybody. Last 2 videos have gotten like 2,000 views each, which is great for this channel. So lots of great stuff happening for this channel right now. Make sure you're a part of it all by subscribing to this one for more opinion from myself. And if you enjoyed this specific video, make sure you drop a like. When you like the videos, it lets YouTube know that other people with similar interests to you might also enjoy it, and therefore it will recommend the video to more people. It will appear on more recommended pages. It takes you a second to like, but it helps me out a ton, so I'd really appreciate that. Make sure you're subscribed to the main channel, Amateur Sports, and our Twitch highlight channel, Amateur Clips. Both of those links in the description, as always, and I will see you again next time for another video on Amateur Hour TV.